Years ago, something deep beneath the earth was disturbed, not by nature, but by man's greed. And what came out of that darkness would change everything forever. Years back, a group of workers were digging in a remote mine under the supervision of a curious doctor. During excavation, they detected unusual radiation levels, something they believed could be uranium. Excited by the discovery, they brought in heavy machinery and continued drilling deeper. But what they uncovered wasn't just rock and dust. The ground collapsed, revealing a hidden cave. As the team moved inside, they noticed something massive, what looked like a giant skeleton. But it wasn't dead. It was sleeping. And their digging had just awakened it. The creature escaped into the ocean, leaving behind a trail of mystery. Cut to Japan. A scientist working at a nuclear power plant receives reports of tremors aftershocks coming from the same location where the cave had collapsed. The situation intensifies, and fearing a disaster, he rushes to the plant with his wife and young son, Ford. But it was too late. A powerful quake hits, causing a radiation leak. In a desperate attempt to contain it, the scientist's wife is trapped inside a sealed chamber. Helpless, he watches as the toxic gas floods the room. Her last words? "Take care of our son." The plant is destroyed, and Ford sees it all from his school window. 15 years later, Ford is a trained soldier, finally returning home to his wife and child after a long deployment. But peace doesn't last. He learns his estranged father has been arrested for trespassing in the restricted zone near the ruined plant. Though bitter, Ford goes to help. His father insists something strange is happening again, radiation levels are rising, and strange sounds are being recorded. He believes the disaster years ago wasn't just an accident, and he's determined to prove it. Together, they return to the site only to be arrested again. But during their questioning, something terrifying happens. A giant cocoon-like object under government observation suddenly cracks open. From inside, a monstrous creature emerges, sparking electricity and causing chaos. It escapes, flying off into the sky. Soon, another scientist steps in, revealing the truth. This wasn't a one-time event. There's another creature out there. And something even more powerful is awakening, a force meant to restore balance. They call it Godzilla. Unlike the destructive creatures feeding on radiation, Godzilla's presence seems different. It doesn't attack randomly. Instead, it appears to be hunting. Meanwhile, the flying creature begins to wreak havoc, and it's revealed to be male. A female of the same species also hatches from an ancient egg and heads toward the city. The two monsters seek out radiation, destroying everything in their path. Ford joins the military team assigned to stop the threat. But the problem worsens. The creatures steal a nuclear bomb, using it as a source of power. The plan to destroy them backfires. As cities fall into chaos, Godzilla rises from the depths. The stage is set for an epic showdown. Godzilla faces off against the monstrous pair in a fierce battle. At first, it struggles, fighting two enemies at once. Meanwhile, Ford and the military discover the monster's nest, full of eggs. They plant explosives and destroy the nest, drawing the creature's attention. Furious, the monsters rush back, but now Godzilla is stronger. Absorbing the radiation from the blast, he unleashes a devastating energy beam from his mouth. The male creature is killed first. The female attacks in rage, but Godzilla grabs her from behind, pries open her jaws, and blasts energy down her throat, ending the battle in one final, brutal moment. Ford is rescued, injured but alive. Godzilla, exhausted, collapses, but not for long. The next morning, as people fear the worst, the mighty creature rises again. Quietly, it returns to the ocean, leaving behind a world forever changed. Not as a villain, but as a guardian. Sometimes nature has its own way of restoring balance. And when monsters rise, so does a king. If you like this explanation, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more epic movie breakdowns.